This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No.
Y'all, just stop. Get real.
It was crazy. Welcome to DBL. We are so thankful you're joining us. I'm Tori. We got Erica. We got Al.
Hey.
Everyone's looking good, and then there's me in a sweater dress.
You look great.
I love that sweater
Thank you.
dress. It's one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Look, you did
I
it
got
with
some
the pink
heels on,
Okay,
some pink
okay,
heels.
I see you.
But Al, you didn't really care for it.
I wasn't a fan. She looks like the inside of, like, remember where they used to hang out in Saved by the Bell? That place. She looks like the inside of that
I love it.
pizzeria.
I rented the same one, and I wore it for like 3 days in a row.
Not a fan.
It's
I love
so
y'all.
cute.
That one missed me.
I am in Saved by the Bell.
I still
All right,
love you.
Dr. Coley is also here with us. So good to see you, Dr. Coley. With Omicron still surging around most of the country, a lot of people are turning to those at-home COVID tests. I'm sure you guys all know what I'm talking about, to check if those sniffles or the sore throat are a cold or a COVID. So we thought we'd have Dr. Coley here and we'd do a little demo today. And Al is going to take a test live, and we want you, Doc, to critique it. Of course, this is a little hard with you not in the studio, but that's COVID for you.
And also, like, she's like, well, he's basically a doctor, so I feel comfortable with Al. I didn't feel like that was really professional for her to say that, but that's how she feels, and you have to let her feel like that.
I don't think that's
okay, so I'm going to get started. This is an at-home COVID test, and full disclosure.
Okay, Al, make me proud. Make sure you do it well.
Okay, the first thing you need to do is remove, and Doc, I'm going to talk through this. I'm going to remove.
And I got this in case you're doing it wrong too.
Yes, the Q-tip.
Let me stop you for a second. The first thing you need to do,
Wash your
Al,
hands.
is to sanitize your hands.
I washed my hands before
Right.
the segment.
You got it.
Yes, I washed my hands, and now I am removing the Q-tip.
Don't touch the tip.
I'm not touching the tip. There we go.
Nice job, Dr.
All right,
Jackson.
and
Great-
I don't know if we
great
want to get
call,
this
Erica.
shot.
Maybe.
But hey,
And people need to know 3/4 up, it says.
we are living in
Okay,
COVID times.
yep. Let me tell you, he's got to have that tip at least 3/4 up. He's got to swirl it at least 5 times, wide circles, and he's got to put it in 15 seconds in each nostril. Now, some people may need to have the urge to sneeze or something. Just leave it in there for a second if you need a break, and then start again.
Mama,
so he's doing
I
a
made
great
it. I'm
job
on
there.
TV. Okay.
And he's got a Q-tip up his nose.
Oh,
It's
no.
so attractive.
Now he's going to the other nostril,
Okay.
and he's doing the same thing. And you notice, guys, that he's touching all the walls of the nostril. If you do it just at the tip here, it's not going to work. And you don't need to do a brain tickle either for these rapid antigen tests. So what you need to do is just collect a really good sample.
Okay, I think
Brain Tickle's the name of my first album.
Oh, I like that. All right, we got that. Now I'm taking the top off of the liquid thing. What's this called, Dr. Coley?
So those are the reagents, Al, that are actually releasing the virus particles. So what you've just done is collected a sample from your nose on the Q-tip. Now you're going to take the Q-tip and essentially release the sample into that, those reagents, which break open the virus particles. So we're looking for virus particles in what you've just collected. Remember, the antigen test looks for virus. So you have to have enough virus in there. There's no amplification of the genetic material. So now you see Al is doing a really nice job of getting that sample off that tip into the reagent. Now, some tests are a little different. The one that I have at home is a card test, the Minax Abbott test. But regardless, the purpose is the same here. Just get that stuff off that tip, get it into those reagents, and get mixing so you can then see if there is a positive sample.
Now you squeeze that Q-tip.
I
Good job.
squeezed the side to make sure that everything came off the Q-tip.
Okay.
Now I'm putting the top on.
Oh, you have really good hands.
I was like, I should have got a manicure before.
Well, you
this.
kind of you could be a
All
little
right.
watch model.
All right, and then you flick this a couple times. Why
Yeah,
are
a
we
little
doing
harder
that, Doc?
than that. Yeah, you're mixing. You're trying to break open those little virus particles to mix those reagents in there, because it's the viral antigens, the viral proteins that are really going to light up when you
feel like a
when you
doctor?
put the sample in. So
Okay, and now
I thought he was a doctor.
Oh yeah. When you flick it, you feel.
I mean, yeah.
Well, stick it back in the holder so you don't have to hold it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
there's
good
a holder.
idea.
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
holder.
that's a little cup holder for your COVID test. Okay. Now I'm opening the test, Doc. Is there anything I need to make sure to touch or not touch as I'm opening it? Obviously, I'll try not to touch the test much at all, but is there anything people should be looking for when they open their tests?
Yes. So the two biggest problems, Al, are contamination. So you did a really nice job of not putting your Q-tip down like Erica told you not to. And then you want to make sure when you're opening that, you don't contaminate that either. So in other words, if your table is dirty or somebody else that had COVID had touched something on your table, you could contaminate your test card or your test kit by putting it down in the wrong place. So I usually like to actually wipe down the table or put a piece of paper or something out before.
Okay, now I'm going to add 3 drops to my COVID test. And there's a slot where it shows you where to, and it says 3 drops on there. So that's 1, 2, 3.
Good job.
And then we're going to set a timer
I counted
for
4.
Did we?
Yeah, it's not a
Well, I do everything extra to make sure that
You're 110%.
that's the 110%
And it's okay,
out.
guys. It's okay because what you want to make sure is you want to saturate it for sure.
Okay.
So more is a little better than less because you want to make sure you get enough on there. You don't want it overflowing over, but you want to make sure that it's nice and wet.
Okay, and we're setting a timer for 10 minutes.
Excellent.
So Michael Dean will do that.
And that's a Goldilocks spot as well. So you don't want to go too long because then the sample starts degrading. You lose the virus particles, and you don't want to go too short because it hasn't developed, so to speak. So again, let's talk about the biggest mistakes. Al, you get an A+ because you did such a good job with the collection.
Ooh, I like to hear that.
But the sample collection is the biggest reason people get false negatives because they're not getting a good sample out of their nose. They're not doing it on both sides. Now, there are some kits out there, guys, that are saliva kits. But just remember, you can't take a nasal collection kit and turn it into a saliva kit. So you can't just say, oh, let me swab my mouth and try the same thing. So make sure that you follow the instructions of the kit very specifically.
Good call.
All right.
So, Dr. Coley, when is the appropriate time to do the test? So is it when you have symptoms, when you're visiting older family members? How do we know?
Good question.
Yeah, so, you know, the king of testing, Dr. Johnson here, just did it when he's not having symptoms, which is a way that you could do it, guys. But I don't want you to hang your hat on the answer. And the reason is because of what we just talked about. In order for the test to turn positive, there has to be enough virus around. And the likelihood that you're having no symptoms at all with lots of virus around is probably a little bit low. So it is possible that you could miss an early infection if there's not a lot of virus around, you're not having symptoms. So really the best use of this test, Erica, is when you've had symptoms for at least a day to confirm whether you have COVID in a rapid fashion. You can use it when you're going to see grandma or going to see friends or what have you, but just remember, a negative test doesn't necessarily rule out an infection. It could just be early in the infection.
All right, well, Doc, obviously we have email viewer questions, but as a parent, this is something I think about all the time. So I'm glad Michelle wrote this email. She says, can we talk about the health of children under 5 years old? When will they be able to get vaccinated? I need to work, which I completely understand, but I'm concerned about the health of my 2-year-old, which I completely understand. So Dr. Coley, talk to parents like myself and Michelle.
You know, for me too, guys, because I have a nephew who's 4 years old, and under 5 is the only group right now that's not eligible for vaccination with so much infection around. So this is a top of mind for me as well. But the good news, Michelle, we just have to hang in there a little bit longer because Pfizer has told us that before the middle of the year, so by June or so, they're definitely going to submit data. Now, the kids under 5, guys, will probably get a 3-dose regimen instead of 2 because we saw that the 2 doses did not induce an adequate immune response at a 3-microgram dose. But the 3 doses is what they're studying right now. Dr. Fauci said just a few days ago that he even hopes that they might submit the data as early as a month. So the end is near for us. Just hang in there.
Okay.
Well, I know a lot of people are hanging in, but some people, believe it or not, are actually getting COVID twice. So, Dr. Coley, what are the chances of getting reinfected, and are they 2 different infections?
So if you get a different variant, so let's say I have some friends, for example, who are frontline workers who got the original variant and then just recently got Omicron, the chances are pretty high. 1, because the variants are spaced out in time, and 2, because they have different behavior when it comes to our immune system. So you can very easily get 2 different variants of coronavirus, and those might look like 2 different infections. So one might just be very mild, the other might have been more severe. But Erica, you can even get reinfected with Omicron twice. And this is relevant to you because you're just recovered from Omicron. The good news is we're getting some data out of London that says probably at least the first 5 months, you might be reasonably well protected. But we know that just like other coronaviruses and cold infections, it can happen over and over again. So it's important to make sure not to just become complacent just because you've been infected and recovered, because it could happen again.
Well, let's talk about those breakthrough infections. That's when you're fully vaccinated, the booster, and you still get COVID. So talk to us about what science tells us about those infections and your body's response.
This is really, really fascinating. So you know how our phone learns what we type into it? So for example, my phone knows how to spell COVID. As soon as I type C, it fills in the rest of it because I talk about COVID all the time. So the immune system's very much the same. So essentially, the more times that it sees the spike protein, whether that's through vaccination or through infection, it becomes really good at it, and it mounts a really good response. So if you've been fully vaccinated and then get COVID, which means that you've seen the spike protein many times, your immune response is likely to be very potent compared to others.
Very strong. Interesting. Okay, well, we will share Dr. Jackson, or Al as you know him, test results at the end of the show. Dr. Coley, thank you so much for chatting with us and walking through the steps.
But just everything.
Just everything.
Everything.
She's just a good person.
Truly. Like,
awesome.
We really appreciate
We love you. We do. So if you have a question you want answered by Dr. Coley, write us on social media. You can also email info@dailyblastlive.com. Thanks again, Doc. Coming up on DBL, a woman donates her kidney to her dying boyfriend, but then gets dumped. Why it wasn't the storybook ending she was expecting. And the governor of Virginia launched a new tip line for parents to report educators for teaching divisive subjects. Is this a good or a bad idea?
Is there a tip line for that question?
Yeah, call in, tell us.
Closed captioning provided by
Chris, it's negative.
We're on. It hasn't been 10 minutes yet.
I know, but it's a hard. I tested
no.
myself yesterday too.
Right, let's not talk
So,
about
okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Okay.
Yeah.
How is everybody? Everyone says please read the instructions.
But
By the way,
did you say we were going to
we sure did.
Okay.
I sure did. We're going to reveal Al's test.
In the D block.
In the D block.
Yeah.
Also, these are the instructions. It looks a little like overwhelming, to be honest. This is, there's a lot of face and nose, do you know what I mean? A lot of words. But if you are more visual, you can also download the app and they can play a video for you. But I hope that was easy for everyone else as well. What good is the rapid test when you can test negative and test positive with the PCR test? This happened to me, says Bobby Hellinger, and that's a great point. They're not 100%. PCR tests are better. So if you are super concerned and you're feeling symptoms, get yourself an appointment on there. This one, have you guys heard of it? It's called On the Go. Was it On the Go?
On the Go.
And it's like the new hip. It's like LaCroix for like testing.
LaCroix's not the hip.
No, it's not. It's
sparkling water anymore.
Spindthrift.
Well, that's different.
What's the new one? He's really up on the cool. Do you know them too? Yes, you do.
Well, this is the sparkling water queen to the sparkling water king. She's been on Topo Chico before everybody.
Are you still on Topo Chico?
Yeah. My new sparkler is Fever Tree, or is it Fever Tree? It may be Fever Tree. Yeah. Fever, F-E-V-E-R, so Fever, I guess. Yeah, it's a sparkling, they have the tonic, they have the water, but they have like cucumber lime or grapefruit. And what I like to do, which is funny because I posted on Sunday and I had a wine glass, I put that into the wine glass and then I chop up cucumber or I chop up grapefruit, and it's a very refreshing mocktail.
I need to spend more time on my beverage.
This was my secret.
Welcome back. Lindsay is joining us from home. Miss Granger, it is absolutely lovely to see you. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, guys. How you doing?
We're doing well.
All right.
I want to get to this because there's a very controversial new tip line being launched in Virginia. So the new governor there says parents can now report educators and school officials they find to be behaving objectionably, including teaching, quote, divisive subjects in class. The governor has banned the teaching of critical race theory in schools, although he did admit it's not being taught anywhere in Virginia anyway. Another important note.
So it was already banned.
Correct. Another note, This tip line is actually an email address that parents can write in. So DBL Nation, we want to know what you think. I'm genuinely interested in this. Is this tip line a good idea or a bad idea? All you have to do is go to dblvote.com to weigh in. I'm going to go to my educator here. Al, if you were now I've heard people asking for recordings, microphones in classes. Talk to me about this look over teachers.
It's weird because we're having this conversation about subject matter and material, but it's about one thing, and it's about one thing that's not being taught. So now we are at the precipice, Erica, Lindsay, Tori, of lunacy. We are now, we're talking about things that aren't being taught, and should we continue to not teach them? And here's where you write in if somebody does happen to teach them, even though they're not part of the curriculum. I don't know where we go from here. All I know as a comic is I just say we start giving them like full algebra lectures and just things they clearly don't. But if they want to get into it, let's talk about you can't just talk about CRT. If you're worried about this material, Erica, Lindsay, then let's talk about all of it, because I don't think a lot of parents are really interested in how they're teaching trig this year.
Yeah, you know, first of all, Lindsay, you just joined us.
Yes.
How do you feel about this?
I mean, I think there are more great teachers than there are bad teachers, but from my experience and from having young nieces and family members, there are a lot of things that happen in school that are inappropriate, comments that teachers might make that lean actually not what the governor is talking about, lean on the side of offensive to the student. And as a parent, I would want somebody to complain to so that those bad teachers can get out of the system. But it doesn't seem like this tip line is for something like that. So if it was monitored by a neutral source, somebody that really wanted to protect the kids, then I understand that. But if it's all about stopping teaching, like Al saying something that's not even being taught, I just think it's a waste of resources and time.
Taught. Erica, what do you think? I also think this is specific. Let's call it out. This is about CRT.
Right.
And if people are teaching it, it's for a mob to call in and say, ha ha, or email, this is happening, right? Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I double majored. One of my majors was American Studies. And I got to tell you that when we really have a conversation about this, we'd have to throw the whole school system away, okay? There are places in this country that are still teaching that Columbus discovered America. We could go into so many things when it comes to the history of America, which is really what we're talking about. Making sure that the history of America, by telling it in its totality, doesn't become a divisive subject. But also, let's talk about this. We do not pay our teachers enough to be dealing with all of this BS. You think people who are living just above the poverty line are going to take up with a bunch of parents who all of a sudden decided that they are oh so interested in the divisiveness of what's happening in schools when that is not a new subject? So get out of here. What we're going to end up happening is, because my mother, who is a professor, and she taught people who were becoming teachers, so in the School of Education, and I can tell you right now, the enrollment for new teachers is super down. So keep it up, and you won't have anybody to complain about.
Erica, what's going on with in terms of like people that staff out restaurants and bars and things like that?
They can't find anybody.
Empty. People don't want to deal with you guys anymore, and the same goes for teachers. They'll figure out another way.
Amen. Let's go to the final vote here. Bad idea, strong. 79% of you say bad idea. 21% of you say good. If you did vote, or 20%, please write us in on YouTube. I'd love to get your take on this. We'll be right back.
13 on your side viewer Jim from Sparta asked us to verify, with the Omicron virus running rampant, what has happened to COVID-19 and the Delta virus? Did they disappear? Our sources, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Data Tracker, and Dr. Liam Sullivan, a Spectrum Health adult infectious disease specialist.
There are a few cassette players around nowadays, but they're few and far between, and they're extremely rare, whereas everybody pretty much listens. The vast majority of the people, like you said, are listening to music by cloud and streaming services nowadays. So it's kind of made everything else obsolete. And that's actually a good way to look at a variant.
In biological terms, says Sullivan, it comes down to the evolutionary advantage of a strain like Omicron over the earlier, less virulent mutations that have slowly faded into the background.
It undergoes evolution as it's circulating more and more through the human population, and it's finding ways to circulate. It will completely displace the previous variants, and the previous variants no longer, because they no longer have that survival advantage, they sort of just fade into obscurity.
That bears out in the CDC's data tracker, which has charted Omicron's course since the mutated virus began spreading throughout the U.S. late last year. With Delta then still dominant, it registered just 7.4% of all cases in early December. But then watch this. The data shows the more contagious strain made up an estimated 99% of all coronavirus cases as of mid-month, pushing its precursor, the less transmissible Delta, into smaller isolated pockets that now make up less than half a percentage point of total infections.
Delta is still circulating in the US. It's not entirely gone yet. Delta's probably gonna go away.
So we can verify, yes, the other strains have all but vanished as newer, more contagious variants have emerged and pushed out earlier, less adaptable versions of themselves, which, according to our experts, will likely also be the case for the Delta variant. With your Verify, I'm Charlie Tinker.
Welcome back. We've heard it before. Should have said that together. I've heard it before. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. If you haven't experienced this firsthand, you most likely have seen it played out on a movie. But we also have a couple of real life examples. So take a look at this viral TikTok video. Neighbors recorded a cheating man's girlfriend throwing out hundreds of dollars of his stuff after she allegedly found out about an affair. His TV, his PlayStation were among the things she chucked from their third-story window. Lindsay, yay, nay?
I think this is like hilarious and ridiculous. I mean, at this age, if you're doing that, you gotta go. That's like, but I want to be the person that's seeing it, but not having the stuff land on me.
Exactly.
With popcorn. Yeah, exactly. All right, next, a woman revealed that she donated a kidney to her boyfriend after finding out she was a match. However, she says she was cheated on and dumped 10 months later.
Glad to see he's feeling better.
You're awful and hilarious. Now, guess this, she wants her kidney back. I don't think that's how it works.
Erica?
Yeah. You know, well, if you're going to give someone a kidney, it should be given in the spirit. I mean, it should be even more than money. And I believe when you give money, you don't expect it back. Mm-hmm. So in that same spirit, you know, it has to come from a deeper place. But I mean, there's a lot of things that go on when you have a organ transplant, organ donation. So this could be a psychological.
I think he should have transplanted a ring on her finger before. There should have been some commitment here, Lindsay. Look, we're talking life and death, major organs. Boyfriends, girlfriends come and go. Mm-hmm. Like, let's be honest. So the fact that she
but look,
did
Erica
this
has the better point that if you give somebody anything, that is a choice you need to make with yourself before you pass it over. Because asking for it back and being like, oh, never mind, because you're trying to have some hold over them, that's not what the idea of giving somebody something is, or letting them borrow or anything. You need to really be done with that thing.
But there was some assumption they were going to be together, though, Lindsay. There was some assumption they were going to be together.
I would have had a contract.
I would be mad too. I would be mad too. But even with a contract, Tori, what are you going to be like? You signed right here. Give me my kidney back. Let's go back to the doctor.
What would your contract have said? I would sue for emotional damages, for the money it cost me, for the therapy.
You shouldn't be giving away your kidney.
It's true.
You are not the person to give away your kidney at that moment.
I always told my mom I'd give it because I'd be the favorite daughter. Yes. All right.
Cool. See, that's not
Smart.
right.
It's not right. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Well, that sound means it is time to verify. Going on year 3 of the COVID pandemic, we have vaccines, we have 2 FDA-approved COVID pills, and we have monoclonal antibody treatments. But the latter 2 options are hard to get for most Americans suffering from COVID. That's why viewer Joel submitted this question. Is fluvoxamine a verified COVID therapeutic? Well, for context, fluvoxamine is an SSRI approved by the FDA to treat mental health conditions like obsessive compulsive disorder and depression. Can it also treat COVID? To verify, we consulted the National Institutes of Health, looked at a Washington University School of Medicine study published in the JAMA Network, and I talked with Dr. Cynthia Snyder, a Cone Health expert, who concluded, no, it's not a verified COVID therapeutic.
It's used for, I think, a gamut of different mental health situations, but that probably would not be the first and foremost drug that I would use. I would ask that your provider refer you to your maybe the local monoclonal antibody clinic that could see if you would qualify for that.
She mentioned there's also the antiviral drug remdesivir and Merck's and Pfizer's antiviral pills, molnupiravir and Paxlovid. But so far, no FDA approval for fluvoxamine for COVID. The WashU study looked at 152 patients who had COVID and were experiencing shortness of breath or pneumonia and needed supplemental oxygen. The results found patients who took fluvoxamine showed less clinical deterioration over 15 days than patients who took the placebo. But the study noted the need for more research with longer randomized trials. The National Institutes of Health agreed on this study and others. The agency emphasized there's insufficient evidence to recommend either for or against the use of fluvoxamine for the treatment of COVID-19, and it's not FDA approved for treating any infection. So we can verify the claim is false. Fluvoxamine is not a verified COVID therapeutic, at least not yet. That said, it does show some promise in several clinical trials. We'll just have to wait for more research. For now, use fluvoxamine only as prescribed by a doctor for its intended purpose. With your Verify, I'm Megan Malaris.
Vets are in high demand these days, and while you might think that's because of the surge in pandemic pet adoptions, the American Veterinary Medical Association says that's not the case. They found shelter adoptions in 2020 were actually the lowest they've seen in 5 years. The shortage has more to do with the Great Resignation. The rate of turnover among veterinarian practices is the highest of any medical field. The veterinarian turnover rate is twice the amount of a physician, with around 2,000 vets retiring every year. The top reason given was poor work-life balance. The other issue hitting vets right now is the fact that many pet owners put off treatments during the pandemic, and now they're trying to catch up. That's combined with continued COVID protocols that have decreased the amount of appointments a vet can handle in a day. So while demand for appointments has increased, vets are seeing fewer pets per day. All this making it harder for pet parents to find an open spot.
Welcome back. Did you know that upgrading your home to run smarter could actually save you money? We have a couple of tips presented for you by American Home Shield. First, invest in a smart thermostat. This prevents your home from wasting gas or electricity. The auto feature also keeps your home from overworking to adjust temperature. Another great tip to lower your bills is to make sure your home is properly insulated. This keeps your HVAC system operating efficiently and can save you even more. A home warranty plan from American Home Shield helps cover things homeowners insurance leaves out. You can rest easy knowing you're ready for whatever breakdowns strike next. Visit ahs.com to find a plan that's right for you. Let's talk about insurance on this panel. We got a test to look at.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, drum roll.
Right, we're doing the big reveal here.
What do we got? We got a negative.
Yeah, okay, and let's tell everybody what they're looking at. The C is for control.
Correct.
And so you don't want to see a line where the T is.
That's
so we
for
don't
test,
see a line.
right?
The T is for test, yes. So I am negative as of the time of this taping.
Excellent.
Yay.
And if you guys have any other questions, again, please don't feel embarrassed. I know it's been a couple of years, but if you really need to know something, info@dailyblastlive.com. Lindsay, you excited for Al?
I'm happy for Al because I would be sad for y'all if he was sitting right in the mix with COVID. So
We'd all be like, bye. DBL's New Every Day. We'll see you same time, same place. Mark, grateful you're here. Bye, guys.